Hey guys, good afternoon. Emmy is perfecting her mac and cheese skills.
Mommy.
She's made it before, but we're just working on it. So yeah, this is just boxed mac and cheese. It's what they're having for lunch. I'm serving it with, I have a cucumber that needs to be used up and some carrots. So that's what they're having. Today's been a rough day so far. I've lost my patience more than once and this has not helped. Don't mind, I just was working out in the garage and I need to go change and shower and change and stuff, but it's been a rough day. So you guys know I picked up my Target grocery order, or my Target drive up, which was a very large order because it was Easter baskets for all the kids, and I picked it up yesterday. I didn't look at it because I wanted to leave it in the car. Besides, it's really hard to figure out how to get everything in when the kids are with you 24/7. So I went through it right now. It's nap time and I'm missing more than half of my order. And that's so frustrating. I've had to call Target 3 times, which I know like everyone's busy right now. I know like everyone's being run to death, but it's so frustrating for me because now I have to figure out when I'm going to go back out to get these things or have Andres go get them. I've been on hold for like 15 minutes. I've been hung up on 3 times. I've had to call back and she's still looking for the remainder of my bags. And it's just so frustrating to me because I'm like, it's not even just Target's fault. It's just the whole thing is frustrating because normally it wouldn't be a big deal, but because everybody and their mother's doing drive up for good reason, literally like $200+ got lost somewhere. No one knows where it's at. She has no idea where the rest of my order is. And the problem is like to even prove. She's like, you didn't go through it yesterday? I said, well, no, I was letting it air out in my car and then my kids were with me. I didn't go through it last night, so I'm doing it during nap time, and I just am noticing I like separated everyone's stuff and it's missing. And she's like, oh, well, let me see if I can find it. I mean, she's trying to be helpful. I know, like I'm trying not to be nitpicky, but I'm so frustrated because I'm like, I only had a small window of time to do this and now I'm going to have to drag it out even further. Thank goodness I made a list of what everyone was getting, so I'm checking.
Hello, ma'am?
Yes. Okay, I just got off the phone with her. She found 3 full bags of stuff, and so she's like, I can't find your Easter baskets. I said, no, I got those. Those are one things I knew I got because I saw them put them in the car, but the rest of the stuff was just like MIA, and she was so apologetic. And I told her, I was like, and I wasn't rude at all. Like I told her, I said, I understand y'all are working so hard and I appreciate you taking the time to look for me. You know, it's just frustrating because I'm like, now I have to go back. I have to wait till tomorrow because she was like, well, I need you to come in so we can review your order. I'm like, I can't. I have all my kids. I'm not going to bring them in, you know? So anyway, I just was venting a little bit. Big thing, I would just suggest checking your order before you leave. But this was just a huge, because it was a lot of little things. I should have known, you know, whatever. It doesn't even matter. Luckily, I wrote down a list of everything and I know exactly what I should be expecting in my order tomorrow. So it should be fine. It's just a little frustrating. So today's been a day and I was in the garage for like an hour sorting through everything and it's super hot. I'm like sweating to death. I need to go do something with myself. I have no idea what we're doing for dinner. Schoolwork today was a nightmare. I don't know why. I feel like it's not even both the girls. I feel like each of them have their day. Today was Emmy's day to just not want to participate, and it's very unlike her, and so it just was a frustrating day. And you know, I just need to get past it. I need to get past it and have a better day, and hopefully that will come once I figure out what we're doing for dinner. I'm doing fitness marshal. The girls are riding their bikes like right here. Autumn's right here with me. Everybody's right here with me. We're doing our fitness marshal. I'm coming up. That was a really good workout. It was only like 35 minutes. I did 30 minutes of the fitness marshal on YouTube and 5 minutes of jumping rope. My big old body is too big for jumping rope, but I did it. Now I'm going to put them to bed in spurts and then take a shower.
Tomorrow, boop. Goodbye, tomorrow, boop.
Okay, I love you.
I love you.
don't mind the pump in the background. At least I put a shirt on over my bra because I could look naked like I have in previous vlogs. Andres is also snoring in the background on the couch in the living room. I uploaded he hates when I vlog and he's snoring in the background. I uploaded the vlog. It's a little baby vlog today. I'm kind of sad. I don't know why. I guess I just didn't have enough footage. But yeah, my day it got better. It like, once I went outside and worked out a little bit in the garage, burned off some steam. The girls burned off some steam. We all felt a lot better. Everyone kind of got in bed within a normal time frame, which was nice because, as I've said many times, all of our schedules have just been flipped completely upside down. And yeah, it's just been crazy. So one thing I want to talk about, I've been getting a lot of questions, probably because you guys who've been watching me for a long time know I work for H&R Block and I've done income tax filing for years. This is my 16th tax season, so very crazy to even think that I'm that old to have done something for that long, but I have. And I was talking about the stimulus payment. So I've been getting a lot of questions in my DMs about the stimulus payment and about just tax filing and stuff in general, which I do want to tell you guys. Seriously, don't mind him snoring in the background. I do want to tell you guys I am always open for conversation for taxes and stuff in my personal life, in my online life, and in anywhere really, at work, any place. I get questions constantly. I was at the gym, in fact, when I was doing Zumba one time, and they were talking about there was a girl there that was talking about getting a divorce and filing an injured spouse form and stuff like that. So I was answering her question just because I butted myself into the conversation. And so I get questions all over the place. So I get a lot of feedback like, I hope you don't mind me asking you XYZ. I totally don't mind answering the questions. It does not bother me at all. If I don't know something, I'm upfront and honest with you guys. Like with the stimulus package, I've got a lot of variation of questions. Some of them I can tell you for sure. Some of them I'm not actually sure myself. They haven't. I mean, I'm a few days behind in vlogging. The last that I heard, they were going to start releasing payments April 9th, but who knows if that's going to happen or not. And I personally won't be able to tell you, so I don't know. We're all just gonna have to keep each other informed as to when, and I'm sure we'll see it on social media. But right now, if you're not familiar with the stimulus package, if you're a tax-paying citizen and you filed a tax return in 2018 or 2019 tax season, not tax season, sorry, just filed that return because like we back file. So in the year 2020, this tax season, we're filing taxes for 2019. So if you filed a tax return in 2018 or 2019 and you made at least $2,000 as a single individual, you are entitled to a $1,200 stimulus payment. If you made under $75,000, if you made over $99,000 as a single individual, you get nothing. Yes, I know. And which is kind of crazy because I feel like the people that make the people that are still in a job are the ones that are like middle of the road, unless you're upper management. It's like some of the restaurants, some of the fast food, grocery stores, or healthcare workers. There's really like anybody that's high up, unless they're in a salaried position, they're taking a hit. So anyway, that's a whole nother subject. But so if you're anywhere around there, you should be eligible for it. Now I've got a lot of questions of like, well, my husband works, we file jointly, we have a couple of kids, I didn't make any money at all. If you file jointly with somebody, let's say you're a stay-at-home mom, you're a housewife, you're unemployed, you're disabled, you're a student, whatever the case may be, you are still, if you file a tax return with a significant other who is a taxpayer and the two of you jointly don't make over $150,000, you still will both be eligible for a $1,200 stimulus. Now, I have also got this question where, oh, my boyfriend or maybe my husband, but you should be filing jointly if you're legally married. Some people don't, but you should be. if you did not make a single dime or even over $2,000 and you did not file a tax return in 2018 or 2019, you will not be eligible for the stimulus payment. And that goes for people that are just do not work. They did not make a single stitch of money. That's all that I've heard about that. Your children are eligible under the age of 17, so 16 and under is considered a child, which is insane to me because you can claim them up till 24. But as of right now, it is 16 and under. So if they are 17 and up, you may still be claiming them on your return. They're not eligible for a $500 stimulus. And it stinks because even if they file their own tax return, they're a dependent. So they're not eligible for a $1,200 payment. The whole thing's corrupt. So I got that question a lot, and it was mostly like, what about my bank information? What if I changed banks? Yes, if you've moved or you've changed banks, I saw online on the IRS website, there is a portal. I think TurboTax created it. There's a portal where you can go in and update your information. I don't have the exact website. H&R Block is not affiliated with it, so we weren't released. I just was reading it on like some news article or something a couple of days ago that, like I said, I want to say it was TurboTax that created this like portal where you could go in and update with the IRS a current bank account or current address. The big thing, like I've even had some clients this tax season file back in January or February and they've already moved or they've already changed bank accounts, which is so crazy to me. I can't even fathom that, but it happens to a lot of people. And so if you filed a 2019 tax return and your information has already changed since then, definitely try and find the portal to update the information, because if they're already going to start sending out payments, there are going to be payments off in la la land that you're probably never going to be able to get a hold of, or at least take a very long time to get a hold of it if your information is not updated. If you have not filed a tax return this year and you're like, man, I think my 2018 tax return is not, I don't live at that address, or it's not the same bank account, I would highly suggest, even though tax season has been extended till July 15th, I would highly suggest filing your 2019 tax return, because at least if you get this one, if you get the 2019 filed, that's the information that they will go by. Also, another question, like H&R Block offers Emerald cards, which is a third-party payment prepaid debit card. So just like from the back end, what happens is the IRS, okay, when you do direct deposit with your tax return, and some of you may not even care about this, but when you do direct deposit, it goes directly from the IRS to your bank account. There's no third-party vendor involved. When you have a check mailed to your house, it comes in a plain white envelope. It's a colorful little IRS treasury check that is straight from the IRS. When you do a third-party vendor, and I don't know, I've never worked for like Jackson Hewitt or Liberty Tax, or I've never done any of these like online places like TurboTax or Tax Act, stuff like that, where they have their own like little cards and stuff. I can only tell you what H&R Block does. That's all I have personal experience with. So when we have a client come in, they don't have a bank account, or I don't know, maybe I've had clients where their bank account's overdrawn and they just don't want their money going into there, or maybe they're doing something else. They don't want any more money to be in their bank account from their refund. I don't know. Anyway, you just don't want a direct deposit and you don't want a check, which I would never recommend a check going to your house, because oh my gosh, if it gets lost, it's a nightmare to try and find it. But if you don't want a check going to your house, the only other options that we have sometimes are those prepaid debit cards. H&R Block offers one, it's called the Emerald card, and it's a little green prepaid debit card run through MasterCard. And the way that it works is the IRS will, let's say you're getting back $5,000, the IRS will take your $5,000, deposit it into H&R Block's bank. H&R Block will take their fees, whatever it is, let's say it's 300 bucks. They'll take their $300 and they will then, H&R Block will then turn around and deposit the $4,700 into your Emerald card. So the reason that the IRS will not send a stimulus payment to your Emerald card is because it's a prepaid not like a one-time use only, but kind of one-time use type thing for your refund. They will not deposit into an account like that. It has to be a FDIC certified bank, or they will mail it to your house. But again, if your address has changed or anything like that, you really need to find a portal to update that information, because you don't want to be stuck out. Everyone's getting this money and yours is nowhere to be found because you've already moved and your address isn't updated. Under normal circumstances, the best way to do that would be to call the IRS or set up an appointment at an IRS building. However, that right now is very difficult to do because they're running on such low staff. So, and calling is just almost, during tax season, calling is a nightmare anyway. And since COVID, the whole thing has just kind of gone out the window. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents. I've got a lot of questions about that recently. I've got questions about other stuff too, but I'll have to check back on those and talk about it at a different time. I was just, probably by the time you guys are seeing this, if they do, I'm trying to think, I just uploaded April 4th. So yeah, I'm like 3 days behind on vlogging. So by the time you guys see this, we may even have an answer as to when they're going to start they're depositing things. So yeah, I guess if I do have some more information, I'll either leave it in the description box below or I'll put like an annotation here. I'm just curious. It's crazy to me because the last time we got stimuli payments, it was done a lot different. So I'm curious to see how they're going to do it. Oh, another question that we were getting a lot is about Social Security. Supposedly the IRS was going to release a simple form because we no longer have like a 1040 EZ, 1040A, 1040. Everyone's just on a 1040 form, schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on what else you have on your tax return. So supposedly the IRS was going to release a simple form for people who only get disability or only get Social Security or only get retirement pay and don't pay taxes on those types of things, or their income is not taxable for whatever reason. Supposedly they were going to come out with a simple form where if you aren't obligated to file your taxes, you could come in and file your taxes, pay no tax liability, but be able to submit your information to the IRS. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't heard anything about it. Again, tax season has been extended till July 15th. My contract terminates April 15th and I will not be renewing it. So yeah, just because the hours are super limited and I can't leave the girls. So this whole thing is just insane. Every day that it goes by, I feel like the days are just getting crazier and crazier. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. If you guys have any questions, you can always like talk to each other in the comments. I do try and keep up with the comments as best I can. Sometimes I get a few vlogs behind, but I try to answer questions. The best way to reach me is on my Instagram because I get a notification instantly when you send me a message. So if I'm on my phone, if I'm looking at my phone, I can just click on the message and have a conversation. I've talked with a bunch of you guys recently through Instagram DMs. It's literally the best way to get a hold of me. But a lot of you are great about responding to comments. So if you have a question somebody else may know, you can always ask it down below. So anyway, I'm just about done pumping hair. I have just 2 minutes and then I'm going to go to bed. I'll be in bed before midnight. It'll feel so good. Hopefully I can get back on a normal routine tomorrow. Andres has a follow-up for his hernia surgery tomorrow, and I'm just like, ugh. Even the thought of him going to the medical center is awful, but he's been having so many complications and it just sucked. Like the whole thing, it's been almost a year-long process and it's been an awful experience. Awful. He's been through 2 surgeries and it's still not completely fixed. It's just been a bad experience. So anyway, he's going for a different 3rd opinion on it. And yeah, it needs to get handled. So anyway, I'm rambling. I've been babbling this entire time. I hope I gave you some useful information and you enjoyed today's vlog. And we'll see you tomorrow.